What's up, YouTube? This is Mathos97, and welcome to episode number 21 of SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 General Manager Mode. We're here with the August 16th edition of SmackDown, coming to you from Honolulu, Hawaii, as we prepare for SummerSlam, which will be next episode. I hope you're all ready. Hope you're all hyped for that SummerSlam pay-per-view event. Of course, at the SummerSlam pay-per-view, it will be, of course, two of the matches we've got set up for that pay-per-view. We might get a third. I think the match card is like 6, and then there's 3 matches for Raw, 3 for SmackDown. So how it's going to go, we're going to have a United States Championship match between Kurt Angle, the current champion, and the former champion, Edge, who will cash in his rematch clause. Of course, SummerSlam is in Canada, so Edge going to get a bit of a hometown boost from that one, although it is not exactly his hometown, but, you know, it's Canada, so the game, you know, it's going to give him the hometown boost. It's not America, and he's from Canada. It's not America, so it's by default his hometown. I mean, it could be, you know, Alberta, it could be Calgary, it could be Toronto, it could be... Why can I not remember anything else in Canada? Well, that's not certainly making me look good, but there are plenty of places in Canada. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. Ottawa, could be Ottawa. But anyway, I'm making myself look worse the more I talk about this, so let's move on. Anywho, but then, speaking of Canada, speaking of Canadians, we have the Canadian who is standing ringside for this matchup, Bret Hart, who will be taking on the Cerebral Assassin, Triple H, for the World Heavyweight Championship, also at SummerSlam. Probably going to throw a bit of a stipulation to that matchup, or if not for that one, I'll throw it on to the United States Championship matchup. Or maybe I'll throw stipulations to both. We'll just have to see how things play out. Not sure what the third matchup is going to be, though. Although, SummerSlam's in Canada, so I should probably throw Christian into the fray, just so that way we get a full hometown boost for all 3 of our resident Canadians for the pay-per-view event. Yeah, I think I've said enough Canada. I mean, it's just... I don't even know what I'm saying. Sorry, I don't know where I'm going with this. Never really had a... I mean, these commentaries aren't scripted. I just kind of shoot from the hip, as it were. And don't really know where this. Some it works. Other times like this, I mean, all I can say is, like, the word Canada. And then I don't know what else to say. So we're going to move on to a different topic. As we can see, in the ring, we've got the World Heavyweight Champion Triple H, who, of course, he's going to be facing Bret Hart. So last week we saw Bret Hart defeat Randy Orton in singles competition. So tonight we're going to watch Triple H and Chris Benoit, the 2 men who were inside for last week's confrontation. They're going to compete this time. So Bret Hart, lucky for him, he gets a week to kind of recuperate, to rest, and watch as Triple H has to compete. Just 2 days away from SummerSlam. Triple H could perhaps sustain, you know, some damage from this matchup, perhaps a bit of a minor injury, maybe even a major injury, and that could definitely play into the favor of Bret Hart. So Bret, I'm sure he's just, you know, chomping at the bit. He's just eager to see Chris Benoit tear Triple H apart, and that's exactly what Chris is looking to do tonight. I mean, imagine if you're someone like Chris, who at one point was challenging for the United States Championship, lost that opportunity, and then just kind of floundered about, not really doing anything for, the past 2 months or so. I mean, Chris, he's got to get back on the winning track at some point. And a victory over Triple H would not at all be a way to kind of set your career back on the right path. Perhaps Benoit, I mean, hey, you beat the world champ, you're basically going to be in line for a title shot at some point down the line. So, Benoit, this is a huge opportunity for him to prove his stature here on Friday Night SmackDown, to kind of prove his worth. And we can kind of see, well, who is going to be the next contender for the world title. I mean, whether it's Triple H or Bret Hart winning, who is going to be the next man to step up and perhaps move into the contender's role. So far, Chris Benoit, he's doing a good job at taking the fight to the game. Triple H, hasn't quite had a very good start to this one. He's been a little slow out of the blocks, and Chris Benoit has been taking full advantage of that. Just a fight to the game. As look at this. Oh, Triple H ducks underneath, but Benoit fires back with a clothesline. And Triple H, just as he got back to his feet from the first clothesline, Benoit dropped him with another one. As now, going for a backbreaker perhaps, but Triple H with a side Russian leg sweep drops Benoit down to the mat. As now look at this. Oh, rakes the eyes of Chris Benoit. I mean, referee. You gotta try to keep this clean. Triple H, of course, by any means necessary, looking to pick up the victory tonight. As he hits a nice DDT there on Benoit. Benoit, though, able to roll outside the ring. And that's, pretty good strategy. I mean, Benoit at this point, he got his eyes raked. Triple H is digging his fingers into Benoit's eyes. Benoit, he's got to take a little bit of time to, kind of regain his vision so that he can, see clearly. Meanwhile, Triple H knocks Benoit over the top rope yet again. And here's Benoit. Oh, a couple strikes to the face, or maybe just one strike. Let me get my math correct here. And then the cross arm breaker, kind of wearing down the arm of Triple H. And look at this, Bret Hart with a bulldog from behind. Well, that's certainly a miscommunication there. And now look at Orton. Randy Orton, he wants to get some payback on Chris Benoit for the past couple of weeks. And now he's taking the fight to Benoit with a nice back suplex there. And now he's got a sleeper hold locked in here. I mean, ref, disqualification? Hello? No, ref's still counting. Well then, well, earlier, a couple of episodes ago, I thought Andre the Giant rolling up Big Show was a new way to kind of, an unexpected way to end a matchup. But this, I mean, I don't know. I think this kind of takes the cake. I mean, Randy Orton, not even in the matchup, blatantly attacking Benoit in front of the referee. Ref decides not to call the disqualification, but to keep counting Chris Benoit out. I don't understand this. Triple H, I mean, he walks out with a victory, doesn't quite take up too much damage before the pay-per-view, so I'm sure Triple H mind he'll take the win, but I mean, that's not exactly what I would call fair. Not by any stretch of the word, but we're gonna have to see a rematch between those two at some point. I mean, you can't. That can't be the end of that match. That's just. Well then, we got to move on from that. That was hopefully this matchup can deliver a little bit more in terms of a finish, not get screwed over by Randy Orton and the referee. I don't understand what is up with this referee in this game. This referee does so many questionable things. I mean, his decision making is. I mean, I guess it's like they used to say in, I believe it was Jerry Lawler who actually has this quote in one of these games, that, of course, for those of you who don't know, the referee's health plan does not include vision, so perhaps that could be it. These referees are blind, and, WWE is taking pity on them and allowing them to be referees, and they're just not calling I don't even know. I'm not even going to go any further on that topic. I'm just going to move on because the more I think about how these referees conduct their business, the more it just kind of, it confuses me. Is it frustrating maybe a little bit? But Eddie, oh, that was a close one there. Eddie almost rolled up Edge there for the 3 count. Yeah, might have had the tights there a little bit, but of course that's Eddie for you. He lies, he cheats, he steals. But hey, at least he's open about it. He admits it. And, of course, the crowd loves him for it. But, Edge and Eddie now, here on the outside. Oh, a drop kick right to the knee of Edge as Guerrero starts to fire up here. Nice clothesline to Edge. Oh, but a huge kick to the skull there by Edge. Right to the face of Eddie Guerrero. As Eddie back in the ring now. Edge. Nice knee left to the gut of Guerrero. As now he throws him into the corner. The exposed turnbuckle, and now a short arm clothesline. Edge exposing the turnbuckle moments before, and then, of course, slamming Eddie Guerrero into it. I mean, Eddie, he's going to have to try to come back from that one. Whereas, look at Edge from behind. Now going to work on the lower back of Eddie Guerrero. And now he's looking to perhaps go for a sharpshooter. Well, not quite. This is Edge's, of course, own submission maneuver, as he's looking to educate Eddie Guerrero here. I believe it's called the Educator. Could be wrong. Maybe I'm just pulling these things out of my backside. But, nonetheless, it's certainly an effective submission hold. And now going to work on the legs of Guerrero. Of course, try to take away perhaps the I was about to call it the 5-star. That's Rob Van Dam. Take away the frog splash that Eddie Guerrero likes to use. And perhaps even take away Eddie Guerrero's other finisher, that lasso from El Paso. You know, try to wear down Guerrero. If you perhaps take out the legs, wouldn't be able to lock it into its full effect. But whatever the case is, Edge, he's gaining control in this matchup fairly quickly. Eddie, he's starting to fall behind. He's got to counter back fast, or else he's going to fall too far behind. But look at this. Oh, what a move there by Eddie. A nice exchange there between Edge and Guerrero. And, of course, Eddie, you know, a little bit more of that lying, cheating, and stealing as he rubs the boot across the face of Edge. It's a dirty move, but, you know, the fans love him for it. You know, normally if someone does a move like that, they get booed out of the building. You know, fans, you know, they don't like it, but for some reason, he's just got that kind of charm where the way he does things, it's almost like he's an exception to the norm. Look at this. Oh, kick to the gut there by Edge, as he was able to counter the attempted Irish whip from Guerrero. Now blocks a punch. Oh, but Eddie, nice counter from behind, blocks a punch from Edge. These two seem to almost be mirroring each other's moves at this point. And now Eddie wrapping up the arms of Edge, taking control here. And of course, with SummerSlam coming up, it's a good opportunity for, you know, the brands. I mean, it's the first time that we're going to see these two brands, you know, compete on the same show. First ever cross-branded pay-per-view of this series. It's a good opportunity for, you know, the fan base of both shows to kind of get eyes on both products of Raw and SmackDown. And, you know, it could be an opportunity for us to pull even further ahead in the ratings. Although it is a bit of a double-edged sword, Monday Night Raw, if they somehow best us in the ratings, which I believe is highly doubtful. I mean, at this point, the way things are going, it's almost like we've won the series already. But you don't, you know, I can't jump to conclusions. I can't assume things, because if I underestimate my opponents, well, then yeah, it's gonna lead to a bad result, a very, very bad result. So of course, we gotta treat Raw with some respect. Otherwise, they're gonna kill us for it, and we're gonna all of a sudden they're gonna catch us from behind. We're not even gonna see it coming. It's gonna be like getting hit in the back of the head with like a hammer. I mean, it's something you just can't see coming, and you're not expecting it because, you know, hey, the person who's wielding the hammer, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anywho, back to the match at hand. As we can see, Eddie Guerrero going to the top rope. Look at this drop kick, flying drop kick from the top rope, diving missile drop kick from Guerrero, and now going to the top rope. But Edge is back to his feet. It's almost impossible to hit a finisher from the top rope in this game. But look at this, Edge is gonna have no problem hitting his finisher as he hits the execution DDT right there. Goes into the cover on Guerrero. 2 count. And that is it. Good night, Guerrero, because Edge, he's going to build some last-minute momentum heading into the SummerSlam pay-per-view. As we can see, Friday Night SmackDown wins again in the ratings war for this week. So that is it's a sweet, sweet victory for us here this following week. And of course, SummerSlam is approaching, the first time ever that SmackDown and Raw will be on the same card. The shows will indeed collide. As we can see, The Rock, of course, the Junkyard Dog as well, both on the free agent wire. And we got a bit of news. The standing feud between Edge and Kurt Angle seems to have escalated to a new peak. Where does a rivalry like this go from here? Well, obviously that is to say that Kurt Angle and Edge, they're putting on a spectacular feud, and the ratings are certainly supporting that. The fans are loving it. They're eating this feud up like a box of cookies. I mean, they love this feud. They can't wait to see these two collide at SummerSlam. And yes, it is the first ever cross-branded pay-per-view, as Vince McMahon would like to remind us. As we can see, Raw gets a 3-star show rating.